What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of FTB Infinity on the HermitCraft server. So, we're doing something different. We're in the Overworld. Yep, we haven't been here for quite some time. I'm actually looking for some different hives. We're going to be doing a little bit of bee stuff today. And in order to do that, we actually need to have beehives. Oh, here's one right here. Wither cat. Curious hive. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm actually looking for forest hives, water hives, and meadow hives. So this is a forest here, so I suppose we could find one of the forest beehives in here somewhere if we look. Yeah, they're usually hanging from trees, so you can't look at the ground. You have to look at the leaves and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm trying to do a little bit of bee stuff. Actually, here's a meadow hive right here. Huh. I thought I would have found only the forest hives in this area. Yeah, in order to progress with bees, we need a bunch of the vanilla ones. We have a lot of the rocky bees, but in order to do a lot of the breeding, we need multiple different types of the hive bees, the ones you just find in the hives in the overworld. Man, I cannot believe I don't see any forest hives. I know they're a little rare, but I thought I would have found at least one by now. This is a forest, right? So I was able to breed a common bee by mixing, what was it, a stone bee and a meadows bee together. I think we did that last episode. I keep seeing these birch trees. I'm thinking that's a hive, but it isn't. Yeah, we were able to make a common bee, and I was breeding that a little bit, but I would like to have a bunch of the different types of other hive bees. Maybe we'll stop looking for the forest. We can find... Oh, here's some water. We'll find some of these water hives, things like that. Okay, so there's one. Oh, here's another one, actually. Very good, very good. Yeah, we need to get these things. Yeah, once we get at least one of the bees, we can breed them, or at least, yeah, breed them over and over again so they make more drones, and then we can get all the different traits and then make as many of them as we want to. Yeah, that's really disappointing that we're near a forest and I haven't found a forest hive. I know they are kind of rare. I think I'm going to go around and look for them a bit more. This is a different type of beehive. I'm going to take that. I'm not even sure what these do. No. Where was it? This one right here. Beehive from Pam's Harvest Craft. I can't craft into anything. Yeah, it's a different type of bee mod for sure. Alright guys, well I tell you what. I know this is really exciting stuff. I'm going to be hunting around. I want to try and find some forest bees. Those are some of the ones we do not have. Yeah, I'm going to go and try and find some of those hives. And, oh, is this one? What is this? No, that's a curious hive. Dang it! Yeah, I'll try and find some of the forest hives, and we will be right back, guys. So I'm just kind of going around the overworld right now, and I came through this biome, and we got like a... What is this thing? That's a fairy? Die fairy. Does that drop anything? It doesn't look like I got anything. So yeah, I came to this biome, and this is a deep mushroom forest biome. I think this is Twilight Forest terrain generation, if I had to guess. This doesn't look like Overworld terrain generation. And in fact, I was pretty sure, yeah, you can even see these guys down here, fireflies. In fact, I was pretty sure I saw, why did I not get that? Give me, where is it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw some of the Twilight sheep, the rams or whatever. There's Twilight deer over here. Yeah, something is kind of not right in the overworld. And then I saw this thing, which I am fairly certain is Twilight terrain generation as well. If I break this... Oh, okay, yep, that still does the same thing as like the Twilight. You can't break these, what are these things even called? They even look thorns because they grow into more thorns. This guy looks like he's about to have a bad day. Dead rock, yep. We got all that terrain generation. So I'm pretty sure, well, actually I might be wrong, but I thought that, this had like some kind of special protection on it. Weather, dead rock, Like, I think in the Twilight Forest, you're not allowed to go into these biomes until you've done a certain thing, but doesn't look like that is required for here. That is really weird that that is in the overworld, though. What is this thing? What are you? A thorn rose. I was unable to harvest that. Okay, fine. So yeah, that is kind of a problem. Twilight generation, the overworld, I really don't think that's supposed to happen. We're getting the Twilight mobs here as well. So we're gonna get a lot of venison. Yeah, raw venison. I'm still looking for more bees. I didn't have any luck finding any of the forest ones. That is what I'm trying to do now. So I'm going around trying to find some forests. That wither cat looks so weird. Yeah, I'm going around trying to find forests and trying to find those hives. You have a weird hat on your head. I want that hat. I think you already have about 3 of them, but I want more. Is there anything special at the bottom of this ravine? No. Ender mini? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, well, I'm going to continue on. Hopefully I will find a forest hive, and we will be right back, guys. Aha! So I've only been looking for these things for maybe 30 minutes. Forest hive, found it. And more curious hives. Yeah, we're getting a bunch of these curious hives. Okay, I need to turn off the magnet now. I found a bunch of the curious hives. I've sent some back to my base, but yeah, first forest hive, man, it has taken me quite some time to get those things. Unfortunately, it shouldn't be taking that long, but yeah, it has been. Just been killing some things and trying. I was hoping actually I could chop down a bunch of trees with the draconic axe, like it would do the lumber axe on a wide wide range. Wow. But no, it didn't work. It didn't do what I wanted it to do. So we got some forest bees. I do want to get a couple more though, so we can do what we need to do a little bit faster. Otherwise we're gonna have to wait for those to breed for quite some time. If I can get them to breed, or if I can get a couple of them to start with, it'll just make the whole process go that much faster. So I'm gonna continue to look around for some more of the forest hives, and we will be right back, guys. Alright guys, so I'm still in the overworld, and I'm still looking for bees and things like that, and I stumbled across this village. I don't think I've ever seen a village laid out like this with a wall around it. This must be something new. It looks like that's a little bit of acacia wood there for some reason. Who are you? You are a guard. Have I seen guards before? I don't know if I've seen guards before. That's from Witchery. I wonder if this is a Witchery style village that has like the walls around it. Oh look, there's a desert temple there too. We're somewhere nearby D-Max Canyon base. I really don't want to mess with things too much around here. I just kind of happened to get to this area. Man, that is so weird. The AE2 meteor turned a lot of this sand to glass. I didn't know it did that. That's awesome. Huh. Yeah, but we're nearby D-Max base, so like I said, I don't really want to mess with this too much. But I thought it was interesting, just seeing a village laid out like this. I haven't seen this style of a village before. So it doesn't appear to have one of the blacksmith shops in it. I was going to go check out the chest in that. We do have a little bit of a smeltery setup here, which is kind of cool. Some casting basins and casting tables. So yeah, I've been going around now for a while looking for more forest bees. I haven't found any, but I did find some desert bees. And I found some marshy bees from, I guess, swamps and stuff. There's a police box over here. What is... Oh, it's on a pig head right there. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, the forest bees are super, super rare. I even started getting into new chunks and things like that, but still not finding any. These chunks are loading. F3A. Somehow, along my journey, I did get some of these mob souls, the cultists. So you could spawn those if you wanted anything from those. Also, and that's from, these are Thaumcraft mobs. So I would assume, since we can get Thaumcraft cultists, we can get the wisp souls, maybe? And what is the other mobs from those, oh, the pecks, that's what they are. I imagine we should be able to get those as well. But yeah, I somehow got a horse mob soul too, so we can infinitely spawn horses should we choose to in the future. But yeah, I think what I'm gonna do, since we already have a drone and a princess, and I'm having like the roughest time ever trying to find more of these bees, I am just gonna go ahead, go back to the base and start breeding those and see if we can get some drones. Whoa, it's snowing. Is it snowing? That's so weird, and it's like a night sky. Yeah, if you warp between the Overworld and a MISCraft world using like this thing, it doesn't load the world properties properly. So like if I go to the Nexus and then I go to my base, it should be daytime again. But I think that's just a client-side visual thing. It's not actually nighttime, even though it looked like it was. Okay, so I'm going to get to breeding those bees and try and get a few more drones, and we will be right back, guys. Alright guys, so I got the bees going, and before we get into that, I want to show you some other changes that I made over here. So, first thing you'll probably notice is that I put a roof on our farm area over here. The reason why I did that, as you can see, that leaf right there looks changed. That's because it's been pollinated. These leaves are making butterflies. So there's a butterfly right there. As these trees were growing and being chopped down, butterflies are spawning. And since nobody was around, they would fly off and then go into an unloaded chunk and just sit there. So I'd log in, I'd come over here, and then there'd be like butterflies kind of like flying around in the void. And I guess they eventually float down or whatever, but I wanted to keep the butterflies contained. So this has a roof on it. I put glass walls up a little bit high on here, like 5 blocks or something. And then I close the door. There's only a 2-block entrance here that I can get in and out. Everything else is glass. Trying to keep the butterflies contained. I don't want them going everywhere. So it looks like one thing it is going to do is pollinate leaves, which is cool, I guess. That'll start us on the bees and trees. It looks like there is another pollinated leaf down here. Yeah, that looks pollinated too. I don't know if that is pollinated with the with itself or if that's pollinated with the apple oak. I don't even know what spruce and apple oak will make. Look, there's a butterfly caught in the leaves right there. That's interesting. But yeah, I wanted to keep these guys contained, so I put up the glass ceiling and all of that stuff. Also, you'll notice there's a butterfly right here. Also, you'll notice I do have a sugarcane farm set up and a netherwort farm set up. I set this up on a live stream. I was doing a test live stream yesterday. It'll be 2 days ago by the time this video goes live. Just checking out my my equipment and things like that, making sure everything's all good for future streaming if I do decide to do that. But yeah, I have the sugarcane farm set up in such a way that you can put sugarcane in like the most dense area. We had the farm set up so it is a manual farm, so I did have to put in a chip. Let's take a look at that real quick. Yeah, this guy right here, an intricate circuit board. You had to put in, I can't remember what they were, some kind of tubes. I had to do the same thing over here for the netherwort farm. I had to put in tubes for the infernal farm upgrade, and I believe that was with blaze powder, something like that. I can't remember the exact recipes. Anyway, I did that all on the live stream. It's nothing really super special. I did turn off these farms. That's why these trees are grown and they aren't being chopped down. We have like over 100,000 of the oak and the spruce logs. I figured it really wasn't a point to keep those running. But yeah, on the live stream, I also set up some industrial apiaries over here, and I think that's pretty much it. I've done some other things off camera, like the mutagen producer. I have redstone being put in there from this chest. So yeah, I'm just making a whole bunch of it, and then it's going into this bedrockium drum, and then from the bedrockium drum, it's being piped over here into our advanced mutatron. Is that what it's called? Mutatron? Yeah. That way we can just have a whole bunch of this mutagen already pre-made. We don't have to worry about producing it later. Our genetic sampler, I have being the samples being extracted with this item transfer node into a filing cabinet. It's probably one of the better ways of keeping all these gene samples, mass storage of those. I tried one of these item ducts pulling out into the filing cabinet. It would not work. For whatever reason, the item duct thinks that there's no inventory space for items in here, so it would not pull out and try to attempt to put into the filing cabinet. But the transfer node works just fine. Obviously, they're both from extra utilities. Over here, I was putting in a bunch of combs, just having to go through the centrifuge, and then it'd be piped out over into this chest. So now we have a decent amount of honey and beeswax for our needs for that. In fact, I'll grab a stack of these honey drops. We will need those for our biolyzer. Okay, so Over here in the industrial apiary section, I have common bees. These are the ones that we made on camera or in the last episode. And then I put in some meadows bees over here. This is ignoble stock, which means this queen can die, or princess. So I had to make an upgrade. I put a genetic stabilizer upgrade in here, and I believe that prevents this bee from dying. It's been going for about 24 hours now, and it's still fine. So I think that is all it takes, just this genetic stabilizer. Both our meadows queens were ignoble stock. They are not the greatest. So let's see. Our forest bees, the one hive that we found we have going over here, we've made 3 drones, and our modest bee that I found 2 hives. One was in ignoble, this one was pristine. So I had the pristine going, and as you can see, we got an error. It says I can't find the flowering. What is it? It says no flowers. So I looked up on the net, and I was pretty sure that the desert bees required cactus. So, yep, I put a cactus here, and it says its territory is 9 by 6 by 9 at the bottom of that tooltip there. So that should mean it looks in, 4 blocks one way, 4 blocks the other way, trying to find flowers. Well, I put a cactus here, and it still doesn't find it. So we're going to have to fix that bee here in a little bit. Yeah, I have the item ducts here pulling out all the extra resources. So all the combs and all the extra drones are being kept over here. So now, for some reason, this forest bee is making a bunch of drones that aren't really stacking with each other. I'm not entirely sure why. It looks like it might have settled down. We have 3 here now. And then we have some extra ones over here. So I don't know. It's making some weird things. I do want to take these forest drones, though, and see if I can get the forest species. So I will throw those over into this guy. So we're going to need some labware. And we are also going to need the gene thingies, these guys right here. So yeah, I'll just toss both of those in there. It'll do its thing. Hopefully we will get a forest species out of that. Okay, so I wanted to, let's see, that bee over there, I wanted to get one that has like flower. Flowering slower, flowers. Okay, so what I want to do is take one of these genes, and I want to put that onto this modest queen over here, since it does not know how to figure out that there's a cactus right in front of it. So what I want to do is we're going to grab another one of those petri dish things. What are these things called? Genetic templates. Let's grab one of these next. Start. And we are going to put the flowering species onto this thing. I want the modest bees to be exactly the same. We'll just change them over to use flowering instead of the cactus, since apparently it doesn't know how to find cactus. So I'll stick that in there. This should imprint it with the flowers trait. And then it should just work with that other flower that we have over here, and everything should just be fine. So let me go ahead and do a little bit of stuff off camera here, guys. Try and get our forest species, try and get this bee to work, and make some of the modest drones, and we will be right back, guys. Alright, guys, so we finally got the bee over here, our modest bee, to breed. Yeah, we got it. Switch over to flowers, it sees this flower, and everything is working properly now. No error. That's exactly what we want. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but I did have to put in a desert emulation upgrade for this bee to actually work in a non-desert biome. So something to keep in mind. So the next step with these bees is we want to be able to make these combs a lot faster. We're getting combs decently fast, but when we get to the bees that actually make things that are really cool, like, for instance, I don't know, yellorium or uranium or whatever the material is, we're going to want them to make those combs as fast as possible so we can get those materials as fast as possible. So in order to do that, we're going to need to get an upgrade, a new upgrade here, and this is the production upgrade. We can have up to 8 of them installed per hive, which will make the bees go super fast. So it's not too bad of a recipe. We just need some bronze, some sugar, some bronze gear. But the one thing that is kind of a pain is we need royal jelly. And the only way to get royal jelly is from an imperial bee. And to get imperial bees is kind of a pain if you don't know what you're doing. Fortunately, I do. So I made a little book here to kind of show To get to the industrious bee and to get to the imperial bee is relatively the same path. What we need to do first of all is take a common bee and breed it with a cultivated bee. And the way you get a cultivated bee is by taking your common that you get by breeding 2 hive bees together. You get this common. We did this before. You take a common bee and you breed it with another hive bee, for instance, a meadows bee. So I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take this meadows princess and I am going to breed it with a common drone, and we should get our next step here, which is the cultivated. Then when we get the cultivated, we have to breed that back with a common, and we will get a noble bee. This breeding right here actually can give you a diligent or a noble, and that's pretty much the only difference where the imperial and the industrious bees differ. Basically, it's just that one breed right there with the cultivated and the common. So you can get those 2 different breeds. So what I want to do is take this meadows and this common. We want to breed those together. And I am trying to remember. Oh, yeah, right here. It's advanced mutatron, right? Yeah, we need to take this bee and breed them together. Now, actually, I'm thinking about this right now. And this is an ignoble stock, which means this bee will die off eventually. So I think what I want to do is maybe we should take one of these species that we have in here. Common, rocky, modest. Okay, so here's a meadow species. Let's take one of these. I think we're gonna do another petri dish thing. Let's see. Nope, I'm in the wrong thing. Gene. So I think we're gonna make one of these genetic templates. Next, start. And we are going to apply the meadows trait to that, just like so. Why did that go away? Get back in here. Okay, so this will turn to be into a meadows. Now, we have a lot of princesses from the Rockies, and these are all pristine. So these bees will never die off. So if I take a Rocky princess that's pristine, I change it into a meadows, then we have a better meadows princess to start with. So I think that's what we're going to want to do here. So let's go ahead and convert this bee over into a meadows, and we will continue on. Alright, well that finished up and that didn't take too long, so we now have a pristine stock meadows princess. This is way better than what we had before. So we can breed that with this common bee and we should be able to get a pristine stock resulting bee. So we put that in here and this in here, and then that'll give us a cultivated queen pristine stock. So we'll click that. This will go ahead and breed the bees and give us a guaranteed cultivated queen. And then the next step is we just need to breed those bees over and over until we have a bunch of drones. Once we have a bunch of drones of the cultivated variety, then we can get the species trait. We can breed them once again. And yeah, just continue this pattern on and on and on. So again, we need to get to the imperial. So we have the cultivated. We just need to breed that with a common. Then we will get the noble. So then we take a noble with the cultivated. We get majestic, and majestic with the noble gets us the imperial. So this is a lot of kind of repetitive stuff, and I think I'm going to do pretty much all of that off camera. So it's going to take a little bit of time before we get to those industrial bees or the imperial bees, both of which we want. So I think what I'm going to do is we'll end the episode here. I will continue breeding these off camera until we get to where we need to be, and we will continue next episode. Hopefully, we will have the royal jelly producing bees at that time. But yep, that's it for this episode of Feed the Beast Infinity. I hope you guys did like it. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you did. You know you liked it. Come on now. Bees are awesome. But yep, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.